For every Mario, Sonic, and Solid Snake, there'll be a Bowser, Robotnik, or Ocelot. For every hero, there will be an obstacle for them to overcome, and that means for every player that there's going to be a slew of insane boss battles waiting to test our skills. Over the years, players have faced off against all sorts of big bads, but of this tidal wave of ultimate forms, one-hit KOs, and whatever the this boss was about, there are but a few who ride its crest, and battling against them has remained in gamers' minds for generations. With this in mind, I'm Jules from WhatCulture.com, and here are 10 of the most memorable boss battles in gaming history. Number 10. Bioshock, Big Daddy. Very few things come close to experiencing Bioshock for the first time, and within this rusty tub of a town you can find one of the baddest mamma jammers ever to strap a drill to his arm. I'm talking of course about the Big Daddy, and yeah, I know they're technically not a boss in the traditional end of level sense, but instead think of this marine-based monster as an optional sub-boss, and that's why it sits at number 10. Fighting this guy was intense to say the least. Not only is he the fastest and possibly most aggressive enemy in the game, but his large pool of health and a punch which feels like being hit with the Titanic means that in order to beat him you're going to need your wits and a whole lot of Adam behind you. Number 9. Devil May Cry, Virgil. The Devil May Cry series is no stranger to intense boss battles. From TV executives trying to pixelate you to sexy snake ladies, the franchise just loves ramping up the crazy wherever it can. But truly, if you ask any DMC fan, there is one boss who stands above the rest, swathed in blue and with a big bastard sword. Virgil, or as he's known throughout most of Devil May Cry 1, Nello Angelo, or Nero Angelo, depending on your bad translation skills. Throughout the first game, Dante is hounded by this demonic knight, each time resulting in a boss battle sicker than this guy. But it's the third encounter with the Blue Brute which stands out as our favourite. The fight is intense and filled with an almost tangible sense of urgency. He retaliates incredibly quickly and is pumped up with a new ghostly blade attack. It's a fight that's engaging on almost every single level, and one that sets the wheels in motion for Virgil to become the real franchise favourite that we know today. Number 8. Mother 3, Porky. Porky is possibly the ultimate troll. In Earthbound, he's a selfish, annoying, bowl-headed Burk who ends up becoming the right-hand man of the alien menace who's hell-bent on taking over the world. Dick move, Porky. But after besting him, you probably think that that's the end of his spankety-spankety hijinks. But no, for in Mother 3 he once again resurfaces, this time as a frail old man. The fight with the now decrepit Porky in his spider suit is one which will sit with you long after the battle is over. For as you fight, he mentions how he can never die, how he's travelled through space and time so much that he's become almost immortal. And as his machine runs out of power, he ducks inside a safety capsule which will prevent him from all harm, but he can now never leave. So the battle just ends, with this once mischievous boy trapped for all eternity with an immortal life of solitude ahead of him. It just goes to show you that not all boss battles are guns and glory, for this one is, for a lack of a better word, just sad. Number 7. Batman Arkham City, Mr. Freeze. This fight against Mr. Freeze in Arkham City is iconic for all the right reasons. He can wreck you if you're not careful, and the presentation of this fight is just great, what with his hulking suit creating an imposing force. But the best part is that he learns from his mistakes. If you grab him through a window, then he'll freeze over the remaining ones. It's a great fight, which rewards approaching the situation with a bit of forethought, making you feel even more empowered and closer to the ever-nerdy dream you've had about being the Bat. And actually being able to win a fight in real life. Number 6. Conker's Bad Fur Day, the Great Mighty Pooh.
I am the Great Mighty Pooh, and I'm gonna throw my shit at you.
Ah, the rousing chorus from the monstrous pile of shit. Luckily though, the battle itself is far from a stinker, as it sees the foul-mouthed Conker ramming toilet paper into the gaping maw of this titanic turd, all the while trying to dodge his scat attacks. It's puerile and speaks to the most base form of comedy. But come on, it's a giant poo. How is this not memorable? Number 5. Kingdom Hearts, Sephiroth. Kingdom Hearts is a lovely franchise. However, the light-hearted tone of the game takes a drastic turn if you choose to fight in an unnamed battle in the arena. As a mysterious symbol appears in the sky and a figure descends from beyond, you're left thinking, oh my god, is that Sephiroth? Oh, The fight itself is absolutely brutal, with Sephiroth taking out chunks of you left, right and centre, and leaving next to no window for return attacks. Not to mention he hits like Brock Lesnar who's been snacking down on Popeye's spinach. It's a fight which, better than any static turn-based brawl, lets you understand the real power of the one-winged angel. Number 4. Metal Gear Solid 4 Liquid Ocelot. It would have been so easy just to have put 10 Metal Gear Solid bosses on this list, as the franchise is full with memorable and insanely enjoyable battles. But if we look at what the conflict between Liquid Ocelot and Snake represents, then I think it just edges out the competition. The fight is dramatic to a point of fever pitch, with the player finally able to end a foe which has been built up for the last 3 games. It's a stripped back affair, not hiding behind gimmicks, and every punch thrown is cathartic and impactful. By the end of the fight, you'll see that neither man has anything more to give, and as a player, you can't even ask for more. Number 3. Undertale Flowery. To borrow a phrase from every YouTuber ever and the chant of all white American girls, I can't even. Just what is going on in this boss battle? Shoes, knives, frying pan, that music, it's just so good. It's just indescribable as to how much fun this boss fight is, an ever-shifting roller coaster of bullet hell and psychedelic colours. This, much like the game itself, demands your attention. Seek it out and weed out this petal punk. Number 2. No More Heroes 2 Alice Twilight. It would be very easy for me to just say that this boss battle is one of the best sword fight sequences ever to be put to disc and leave it at that, but my absolute adoration for this mechanical spider-like she-devil prompts me to say more. Alice's character is infectious, with her speech on the perpetuating circle of violence brought on by the quest to become the #1 ranked assassin, and reveals a lot about her desperation to break this chain, yet being unable to do so without yet more death. Her moves are calculated and pack a mean punch, and the fight swings from range to intense close combat on the fly. She also has a nasty habit of duck diving out of reach, leaving you exposed for side attacks. It's a great contest of swordplay, and once the dust settles, leaves you wishing more than anything that things didn't have to go this way. And number 1, Donkey Kong 64 King K. Rool. Squaring off against all of the Kongs, King K. Rool's boss battle takes place inside a massive boxing ring. Each round sees you using a different Kong and taking the fight to him in varied ways. It's a fantastic thrill ride of a fight, as the mechanics are constantly shifted to keep the action fresh. Not only that, but the presentation of the fight and the reaction of K. Rool himself is right in line with the DK brand of comedy that we know and love. It's nearly 20 minutes of pure frantic fun that in my eyes makes it one of the most memorable and enjoyable boss battles of all time. And that's our list. Got any more bosses which you want to boast about beating? Then leave us a message in the comments section below. If you want to come chat with me about video games young and old, you can do so here or on my personal Twitter, RetroJ with a 0. If you enjoyed the video, then like, share and subscribe for more. As always, I've been Jules of WhatCulture.com, and I'll see you soon.